Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to a brand new series. This series is sponsored by PocketPixels, a public Pixelmon server that I'm going to be playing on, where you can come play with me. We'll have building, we'll have battles. Hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone involved. So the easiest way to get the mod pack is to go to getpixelmon.com or click the link in the description. Or if you already have the Technic launcher, you can just search there for PocketPixels. The IP for the server is right here, play.pocketpixels.net. Let's go ahead and log in. That's also in the description as well. So, when you first log in, this is the main hub. And they do all sorts of daily and weekly events here. There's some pretty cool stuff, different crate sales, stuff like that, all with these fancy graphics. I wonder how these are done. I wonder if these are done with maps or I don't know. Either way. And then there's daily stuff as well. So Mondays are boss raids, Wednesdays are increased shiny spawn, etc., etc. From here, you choose which world you want to go to. I'm going to be playing on Pixelmon Yellow, so I believe you can just go through the yellow portal, or you can just use the compass in your inventory. This is the way that I do it. And you can just choose Pixelmon Yellow, like so, and that will poof you to the world that we'll all be playing in. Now, I've already gotten a tiny bit of a start. Mostly I've just spent a lot of time looking around for a good place for us to all sort of build a town together. It took a long time to find a spot that had sufficient space that wasn't claimed already. But I did find a good spot here. So the coordinates, you can see them on the screen, -8542, -4487. And I will probably set up a custom warp point once I get some things sort of going here, so you can just choose to warp straight to that spot. But a few different things that have kind of got started. As a starter Pokemon, I chose Beldoom. All the starters, there's a variety of different starters. It's not just your traditional starters like Squirtle, Charmander, etc. There are some custom, not custom, but there are some special ones as well that aren't normally considered starter Pokemon. And your starter on this server will always be shiny. So I picked shiny Beldoom as my starter, and then I also got a shiny Braixen here from just a random event. It was just like randomly given to me for being online at a time. So that was pretty cool. And I haven't really done much as far as, early game Minecraft stuff. I started with tools. You start with some Pokeballs and some basic materials and everything like that to kind of get started. So the vast majority of this stuff is stuff that I just started with. I chopped down some trees for the starter house that we're going to be building later on in the episode. But I haven't really done too much to sort of get established just yet. I wanted to find a good spot first. Before I dive into my resource grind, I think we will pop one of these crates and get some free stuff. We'll pop a couple of these throughout the course of the video. If you go to shop.pocketpixels.net, under the featured items, there's some free stuff you can claim there. Some welcome packs and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And you can also get these in a variety of different ways from just playing normally. You do not have to buy them, although obviously you can buy them because, servers got to make money somehow. But to use these, oh, look at that. I got a nature token and a master ball. That's from the blue welcome pack, which is one of the free things. So anyway, the way that you use these is to go /menu in the chat, although the server just restarted, so it's a little bit laggy right now because everyone is logging back in. You go to teleport warps, and then you go to utility warps and warp crates, and that will take you to this little section right here. And you can see I've got shaders on. We're going to be using shaders for this series, by the way. You can see there are directions here. Open crates using keys, and you can get keys in a ton of different ways. So there's an event going on right now, the March Madness crate, and I've got a bunch of keys for that. So let's just pop one of these and kind of see how this works. So it looks like we'll get a free Pokemon. Okay, I think this is just a custom shiny skin, which is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of like the Sphinx. Also, this dude is huge. Is this giant? Yeah, giant sized. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what the Mythic gives us. Like, pickaxe, please? Or Destiny Knots? Okay. Zapdos Shrine. So that will allow us to get Zapdos later on. We've got a rare crate. Let's see what we have for items in here. I'm honestly just kind of hoping for the pickaxes to make my grind easier, but that's fine. Move tokens allows you to teach any move that can be legally learned on your Pokemon. That's super useful as someone who loves battling and spends ridiculous amounts of time grinding Pokemon and working on egg moves and all that kind of stuff. That's really nice, actually. And then I'm just going to pop... We'll do a total of 5, I think. We'll do like 3 more of these and see what we get. Since we're here anyway, and it looks like the remaining keys that I have are all the... Is this Protean by any chance? Oh, it's Tauren. Still, though, Greninja's an awesome Pokemon. And this is a really cool skin. It's kind of... It sort of reminds me of Spider-Man for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, it's fine. We'll do 2 more. Okay. A Phoebus evolves into Milotic. And also, I think these are all just alternate skins. They do a ton of, like, alternate skins. And maybe we're kind of talking about it, myself and the people who run the server. There might be a custom skin specifically for me. That might be a thing that happens. We'll see. And Drowned Pikachu. Is this like Zombie Pikachu? It's Zombie Pikachu. That's fantastic. This is incredible. I've just discovered the shop on the server. And you can buy basically everything you need here. I just saved myself, well, actually, the server just saved me hours of grinding. I can just buy all the building blocks I need to build my starter house. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they sell bone blocks, but that's okay. Bone blocks would be kind of a nightmare to get anyway, so I probably was going to use a different material. However, I can get all the terracotta I need. I think I just click on it, like so. And I spend 128 coins, or Poké Dollars, or whatever. They're called coins on this server. And you earn these just by being online, fighting gyms, fighting, stuff like that. It's in-game currency, essentially. So I can just buy basically all the materials I need for my house right here. And I can buy a couple shulker boxes, too. Let's get 1 yellow. 1 purple and 1 white, I guess. Sure, we'll get 3 shulker boxes. And that will also help us store all of our things. So this is amazing. I'm just going to basically buy everything I need. All right, my friends, I think I have everything I need to build our starter / realistically, it's probably going to end up being our permanent base, because you don't really need a whole lot in Pixelmon. You just basically need a storage room, some machinery type stuff, and that's pretty much it. But I think I'm ready. I've cleared some land and stuff over here. We've got all the necessary materials we need in these 2 shulker boxes, and I think we are ready to go. So without further ado, let's jump into a little bit of a building time lapse. Alright, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse. You may not notice it right off the bat, but this is actually based on a Pokemon building. This is inspired by the Pokemon Lab in Pokemon Sword and Shield in Wedgehurst is the name of the village. And I thought it would be kind of a cool play on words to call the village that we're all going to build here together Welshurst instead of Wedgehurst. I think it makes sense. So now that we've got a house built, also, I should probably mention, I did add a storage room. I didn't do this as part of the time-lapse because it was basically just digging and then putting down chests, but I've got a fairly large storage room here. Leather is a little hard to come by on the server since you can't just buy it. You have to either farm it from Pokemon or buy it from other players. So I just ended up using signs. I would like to swap all the signs out for item frames because I much prefer item frames over having to read, but it's fine. So we have a large storage room here. A lot of the chests aren't being used yet, but I've played Pixelmon enough to know that there's a lot of items, and these chests will fill up fairly quickly as we accumulate stuff. So yeah, that's sort of the build. This is the starter house. Obviously, it's pretty bare and the interior, but we'll worry about that later. I think now I want to go do a little bit of Pokemon stuff, and I think a really good starting point for us would be to go catch a few things. A couple of Abras would be really good, so we can kind of get those breeding, and we can start getting synchronizers so that we can get the natures we want. And then also, I want to go and catch a Breloom as well. So I've started doing some Pokemon stuff, and we managed to catch a few things. I got a Trace Ralts, which is super useful, because it will allow me to basically see what ability a Pokemon has before I decide if I want to catch it or not. So that's great. I finally got a little bit of an apricorn farm going out back here. Nothing super fancy, but it'll work. And I've made some quick balls and stuff like that. I did also catch a couple of Abras. One of them was Modest right off the bat, the very first one, which is great because that's one of the 4 main natures that I care about. And then I got a relaxed one, which is whatever. But what I need to catch is a female Abra with Synchronize. Because that will allow me to just breed the Abras rather than trying to have to catch a whole bunch of them. I can just breed them and just get all the natures, over time just by essentially breeding them. So one of the things that I'm loving about this server that is making the whole catching process much easier in some ways is the random teleport feature. So check this out. If you type /RTP, you then choose a biome. Abras spawn in forests, so we pick the forest biome, and you are instantly teleported to random coordinates located within a forest somewhere in the world. So it's wonderful. You save so much travel time going back and forth between the biomes to go catch different Pokemon, because in Pixelmon, all the different Pokemon spawn in different biomes. So like Abra, for example, spawns in forests. Ralts is in birch forests. Water Pokemon spawn in oceans, and so on and so forth. So being able to just kind of like go back and forth very quickly without having to actually travel there, on foot is a huge time saver. I'm not really a fan of this forest. I think I'm going to find a different one. There we go. And then the search for Abra continues. Alright, my friends, a little bit of a progress update. I'm here at the /warp training area. I did manage to get a female Abra. It's currently breeding, so that I can get all the synchronized Abras. And now I'm just kind of training up my team. I went and I caught a Shroomish. It's Jolly with Poison Heal, which is what I want. Its IVs aren't very good, but I don't really care. I did EV train it, but this is going to be just for catching Pokemon. I'll teach it Full Swipe after it learns Spore and evolves into Breloom. You have to delay the evolution, because I think it only learns Spore as Shroomish. I think at like level 44 or something like that. It's something along those lines. But anyway, yeah, so we're at the training area, and this is pretty sweet. It makes it super easy to level up your Pokemon. So if we go to, I mean, basically I want to max out the levels on these Pokemon as quickly as possible. So they have all these NPC trainers, and they are at level 50 and level 100, it looks like. And basically what they all have is a team that's just Blissies, and they all have, I think, Healing Wish as their only move. And Blissies give off a ton of HP. Or of experience, I should say. So it's a really good way to quickly level up your team. I also bought some items from the not the paid real money store, but the in-game shop and the global trade system and stuff like that. So I bought like an EXP all and some things along those lines as well to kind of help with leveling up the team. So it's going well. We're making progress. What I want to do is get the Breloom. I want to teach it Spore, evolve the Shroomish into Breloom, and then teach it False Swipe, so we have a good, Pokemon catching Pokemon, so to speak. And then from there, I'm going to start working on some of the things. Progress has been made, my friends. I got that whole group of Pokemon that I was training up to level 100. I also have 3 of the 4 synchronizers that I really, really want. I've got Modest, Adamant, and Jolly. I'm only missing Timid as the 4th. Those are really the 4 natures that you use like 99% of the time, and then everything else is far more situational, I would say. But I went and I caught a Fletchling with a Jolly nature. Those of you who have watched any of my Pixelmon series in the past know how much I value a microscopic Jolly Talonflame, because I tend to do a lot of breeding. Talonflame gets Flame Body, which is fantastic for breeding because you hatch eggs twice as quickly if you have a Flame Body Pokemon in your party. Microscopic means it's really tiny, and it's a flyer that you can fly around on. And having a microscopic flyer means that the flyer doesn't take up like half your screen when you're flying around. And the speed that a flyer moves, like how quickly they can fly, is actually partially dependent on their speed stat. So Talonflame, being a relatively fast Pokemon, is just a prime candidate. It's like my go-to flyer for Pixelmon. So the problem with this guy is it's not microscopic. It's huge. And Pokemon in Pixelmon have sizes that range from, I believe, microscopic all the way up to ginormous. Huge is up kind of near the top. It's not it's not super massive, but it's way bigger than microscopic, which is what I want. However, the server has these tokens here, growth token right here, and basically you can change the size of said Pokemon. So normally I would spend the better part of a day or two breeding microscopic Talonflames, or microscopic Fletchlings, I suppose. But here, I think we can just do this. We choose 1 for Fletchling. There we go. And I say, I want you to be microscopic. And now, this guy is microscopic. So he's a little... Oh, that's the Metagross. He's a little small Fletchling. Itty bitty tiny. Little tiny guy. So now I can just EV train this. Speed and attack IVs, or EVs. And level it up to 100. And then I have my perfect go-to flyer for all my breeding purposes. And those tokens, you can buy them from the store. I think you can get them from some of the crates. I don't remember exactly where I got mine. Maybe for being part of the VIP kit. I don't know. Either way, it's a nice thing to have access to as just sort of a time saver. I'm super. I love things that save me time. But anyway, I'm going to get this thing EV trained and leveled up to level 100. And I will catch up with you in just a moment. Well, guys, it's actually a couple days later, and I've been doing just a bunch of different things. I've gotten into breeding, and I've added a bit of a breeding area to my house, which I will show you. So down here, this is our breeding area. We're breeding Glygars right now. I got a hidden ability Gligar that I have been breeding. This is another breeding cell, and then over here, this is a large area with ranch upgrades. This is primarily for ditto breeding, or for breeding things that are just annoying to breed because of different types and things. I also have Hustle Nidoran, which turns into Sheer Force Nidoran or Nidoqueen, so that's pretty cool. But what I want to do next, I'll hatch this egg later. What I want to do next is this server has a whole gym system. And the first gym is a rock-type gym. Level cap is 25. There's a whole list of rules. If we warp gym rules, we can see them all here. I'm not going to go through all of them. Needless to say, the team that I put together does comply with all of the necessary rules. I double and triple checked it. So here's the team. I've got Lucario, Modest Nature, with Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Vacuum Wave, and Nasty Plot, holding a Focus Sash. I've got Toxic Stall, Gliscor, Impish Nature, Earthquake Knockoff, Toxic Roost, and then I have, this one is a little out there, but it's going to be fun. I have Prankster Whimsicott with a Bold Nature, so up, defense up, attack down, holding Leftovers, with Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Cotton Guard, and Substitute. Cotton Guard raises your defense by 3 stages. And Whimsicott has Prankster, so this will always go first, which means you can turn Whimsicott into an extremely tanky Pokemon if you can get off a Cotton Guard, and then you can just stall out with Leech Seed and Substitute. And Giga Drain helps as well. So that's kind of the plan. We'll see if it works. So I'm going to go ahead and join the queue for the first gym. You have to do them in order. You've got to complete all the... There's basically 3 levels. If we go back, there's normal, hard mode, and then the Elite Four. You have to do all the normal mode gyms before you can challenge the hard mode gyms. You have to do all the hard mode gyms before you can challenge the Elite Four. And that's basically how it works. So the very first one is a rock-type gym, and we're just going to go ahead and join the queue, and hopefully it will go well. I don't know if there is actually a line right now. Like, I don't know if there's anyone actually ahead of me in line. But I will come back as soon as our gym battle is about to start. All right, here we go. We're about to start. Looks like we have to pick our team, and we just want to pick the first 3 in our team. And I think we are good to start. So we had to pick them in order. It's fine. This is perfectly okay. We're gonna go ahead and get off a Nasty Plot here. And then we'll just go for a Flash Cannon. Hurt ourselves in our confusion, of course. That's fine. Try again. Flash Cannon. Lileap is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. Hurt ourselves in our confusion again. Flash Cannon. Please, no confuse hacks. That's alright. There we go. 1-hit KO with Lileap. Stonejourner. We're going to go for Aura Sphere on this. Gone. And Golem. Aura Sphere. If it explodes, that's fine. It's gone. There we go. And it was a 3-on-3 battle. Oh, wait, no, it has Sturdy. That's fine. It countered and it failed, so now we finish it off with a Vacuum Wave, which is priority. And there we go. GG's. Well, my friends, it took a few more days, but I have the roads all laid out, and I built a Pokey Center off in this direction over here, which is where you will enter the town if you warp here. So, first of all, let's just look at the grid system. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically the roads are 5 wide if you include the cobblestone, and then 3 in the middle, and then it's divided up into plots, and each of these plots is 21 by 21. You can see we've already got a couple people who have started claiming plots and making their own plots. These are people who haven't watched the video, obviously, because the video wasn't out yet. But just people who wanted to move in, because this is a public town that anyone can move into. and just claim a plot. And, you know, there's no like build theme or anything like that. I'm not going to try and regulate what people are allowed to build in their plot. Just please don't build anything, you know, obscene or whatever. But then I also built this Pokey Center over here, and I actually love how this turned out. I think this turned out really well. And this is a community Pokey Center. So when you warp here, and the way you can do that is in chat, you type /PW for personal warps or player warps, and one of these is Welshurst. And it may be right here, it may move up farther, because you can vote for personal warps, and it will like raise them up in the list. But you find Welshurst, you click on this, and you go use warp, and it will poof you to right here, right in front of the billboard that has all the rules. I'm not going to go over all of these in the video, but if you do decide you want to come and play here, please read all of these. The big thing is don't expand to the southwest over here, because we do have a neighbor who's not part of Welshurst and who was actually here first, so I don't want to encroach on their spot. So please don't expand in this direction. Claim one plot, and when you claim the plot, claim the area inside the cobble, not the cobble itself, because the cobble itself is going to eventually be replaced by roads once I have time. But all of these things in the Pokey Center are free to use. There's healers, PCs, furnaces, trade machines, etc. These are claimed in such a way that you can't break them, but you can interact with them. This right here is reserved. This is going to be an arena, like a little battle site, which I think will be cool. And then also, there is a public apricorn farm over here. This is also free for anyone to use. Take whatever you need, but also if you're going to live here, please don't actually plant apricorns of your own. They do generate a small amount of lag, so don't plant your own apricorns. Just use the public farm. There's plenty of apricorns here, and they regrow really fast, so no need to plant your own. Just use these ones. But that's basically Welshurst in a nutshell, and if there are no plots left, you can just expand the grid system. As I said, the plots are 21 by 21 interior, so just make sure that you stick with that, and it'll all line up and be nice, and that's basically the gist of it. I've also done a little bit more as far as just building my own team. I've bought a lot of Pokemon on the global trade system, /GTS. You can basically buying Pokemon that people have bred there. So I've got a little bit of a competitive stuff. I'm getting there. We're not there yet, but we're kind of getting there. I've got Dragonite, Volcarona, Corviknight, Gyarados. This is Intimidate Gyarados, not Moxie Gyarados. Kartana, Caesar, Titar, and then also I should probably shout out to Flamesy MC. I don't know if they're online right now, but they've hooked me up with just a bunch of stuff. They gave me, I think this Kartana, the Celebi, the Zapdos, a couple other Pokemon that I was specifically looking for breeding purposes, and I'm prepping for my second gym run. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super, super excited for this series. Honestly, guys, like, for the most part, public servers I've always kind of avoided because it's very rare to find one that has two things going for it. A good community that's very welcoming and friendly and fun to play with, and also B, a business model that doesn't push the line too far, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of public servers that are just straight up like pay to win. And that is a huge turnoff for me. And honestly, this server, I'm very impressed. I'm having way more fun than I thought I would. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I thought it would be fun, for sure. You know, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was going to be fun. But this server has exceeded my expectations in almost every way. The community is fantastic. It's been very welcoming, very friendly, very helpful. And, I've talked pretty extensively with the owner of the server, and it appears that, obviously, a server has to make money. That's how they stay around. They have to pay for the server and, etc. But it seems like, for the most part, they don't push that line too far to the point where it's predatory. And that's untrue of many, many servers out there. So I've been very impressed, and I think this very well may be a long-term series where we can just continue playing Pixelmon together, because I do love Pokemon, I do love Minecraft, and it just seems like a really cool, fun thing to do. So anyway, I think that's about all I have time for in this episode. I've spent over a week working just on this one video, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it was worth it. If you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, including all the information you need about how you can get on the server and join and play with me here. Yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.